Last month, we finished up a retro point-and-click adventure game called Paraidgm. I wanted to do a review as some people may not want to watch a full Let's Play to decide if the game is worthwhile, or may want to know more about the game before starting an 11-part video series. So today we're going to take a look at the game and what it has to offer. I'm Ollamh, and welcome to Geek Corner Review. The game starts off with an advertisement for Dupa Genetics and their prodigy child endeavor. They promise that your child won't be an artist or hipster. They will turn out just the way you want. Do you want your child to be a successful business person? No problem. A super buff weightlifter? Can do. Even if you want your child to be a cat or a wizard, Dupa Genetics is the answer. Now, for the 6 people who may not know, dupa is the Polish word for ass, which makes the logo for Dupa Genetics much more understandable. We're introduced to the main and title character of Paraidgm as he is waking up and trying to remember how to be human. Thankfully, he has a giant, sentient tumor. Yes, you heard that right, a tumor, that can help him out. This leads us to the tutorial phase, learning how to move, interact with the environment, and even how pockets work. It turns out that Paraidgm just wants to make some fat beats on his computer, but it has a virus and needs the operating system reinstalled. This leads us to our first mission, finding a bootleg copy of the operating system. This is in the possession of the local drug addict known as the Space Cadet. And with the help of the beatboxing eggplant Doug, we locate the Space Cadet. Sadly, it isn't as easy as all that, as the addict wants some drugs in trade for the disc. The drug dealer wants to make sure that Paraidgm isn't a cop, so sends him on a quest to bring the severed head of a police person. Paraidgm doesn't want to actually kill anyone, so has to deal with one of the few other residents in the valley, a superhero known as the Cone, and cut off the head of his mannequin wife. As you can clearly tell by now, the game really captures the bizarre humor of the classic point-and-click era. It also captures the layered quests, so much so that at times it's easy to forget what the original reason you were doing all this for was. Just when Paraidgm is ready to start making music again, he is whisked away to fulfill his ultimate destiny, saving the human race. It turns out that Paraidgm is a prodigy child, supposedly a failure, but actually designed specifically by the creator of the project to carry out his plan. We also find out that the bad guy is a sloth who is genetically designed to vomit candy on a regular basis, as the creator of Dupa Genetics loved candy. Without going too far into the story for spoiler reasons, Paraidgm deals with a lot of weird characters, has to use a lot of moon logic, and eventually saves the day. Apparently this means protecting humanity from a world ruled by a glam rock church and having only professional wrestling to watch. This game is everything that was glorious about the 80s and 90s point-and-click adventure games. It even has a few Easter eggs involving some of the LucasArts characters. It does suffer from a bit of a problem with clues. In some areas, the hints on where to go and what to do next are painfully obvious, while at other times they're non-existent. Most things are pretty well explained, but there are some serious issues that will arise if you aren't an old-school adventure game player. The maintenance code in the lift is where I've seen a lot of people get stuck, even though the answer is written on the wall. Literally. So the question comes about, is this game worth buying and playing? I would say most definitely. If you ever played a point-and-click adventure game that you liked, this game will give you at least a few hours of enjoyment and several laughs. If first-person shooters or action games are your preference, maybe this is one that you should pass on. Personally, I enjoyed it greatly. But this does raise a question for me. Are we seeing a reemergence of the point-and-click adventure game? With this and Tumbleweed Park coming out around the same time, it looks like people who grew up with these types of games may be getting to the point where they are making games themselves and bringing the style back again. In fact, with so many TV shows from the 90s making a comeback, are we seeing a resurgence of all forms of media from that era? I kind of hope so, as it would be a nice break from the reality TV phase and gritty versions of properties that we seem to be kind of stuck in. As far as games, it's a delightful break, I think, from the bright-colored and fast-paced games that are so huge right now. But I'm always interested in what you think. Do you like the classic-styled point-and-click adventure games? Is this a genre that you are welcoming back with open arms, or do you think it's sliding away from the pinnacle of gaming evolution? What type of games would you like to see more of? Leave a comment down below, send us a tweet or a post on our Facebook page, and let us know what you hope to see more of in future games. As always, thank you very much for watching. And don't forget to subscribe so that you can stay tuned for more from Ollamh Productions.
If you want to see some crazy about some basic, then you should meet me and my friends. Even though we got no money, we sure as hell funny. Everything's better with them, we're just like.
And then he turned back into a frog and the cycle repeated. Okay, cool. You are the cone.
What we wanna do tonight. Waking up, that's sundown, the